Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. So today we are doing part 2. Part 2 will be these 4 colors you see in front of you. And remember, this is a mystery make-along. It's a lot of just relaxed crochet. Have fun with it. Scrap busting. Spring into spring and clean out your scraps. Yes, absolutely have fun with it. If you want to do this all in a ombre or a gradient or whatever have you, solid, that is up to you. If you don't have a bunch of scraps laying around, that's okay. You can absolutely jump in and just grab your favorite color yarn and start working on it. I don't recommend doing this in a variegated because you will not see the different stitch definition of each color section that I'm doing. Now, in this video, I am doing it in a solid with you. And again, it is just some remnants I have on the shelf. This is a make it as you want, just as I said in the first video. I highly, highly suggest watching the first video if you have not, because that's going to give you all the information you need as to yarn and hook size and all kinds of fun stuff that way. So are you ready to get started on these next 4 colors? I hope so, because I'm ready. Let's go ahead and dive into it. As you see, we have some fillet work here with some cluster stitches. Then we have a row of double crochets, and then we have them 5 lovely rows coming back around of the chain 3s and single crochets. Then we have another row of double crochets, and then we have some upside down V stitches, if you will. And then we move on into some shell stitches and some V stitches. Yeah, going to be a lot of fun to work on these next 4 colors. So this one here is a shell stitch as well, kind of open lattice work. All right, let's begin the fillet row. We're going to double crochet or chain up. So mock double crochet or chain up into that very first stitch. And then we're going to chain 2 and skip 2. So chain 2, skip 1, 2, and double crochet into the next. That's our first repeat. Chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet into the next. And you're going to repeat that to the end of the row. So I will meet up with you at the end of the row, and we will move on to row 2 of Clue 2. All right, for row 2, we're going to turn our work over, and this is the row that we do cluster stitches. Now, the cluster stitches will be every other one. As I've said in some comments, is a free form. You have to be able to not think about going by the book on some of this and just roll with it. So here we go. I've got my mock double crochet in my very first stitch. I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to yarn over and go into this next double crochet. So skip your chain 2, go into the next double crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2. We're going to yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2. One more time, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2. You have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 4. That is your cluster stitch. You're going to chain 1 and 2, and we're going to hop over this next chain 2 and place a double crochet right on top of that other double crochet. So here we are, just like this. Okay. So chain 2, let's do that cluster again. We're going to skip the next chain 2, jump into the next stitch, and we're going to do 3 together, double crochet cluster. and then chain 2. Jump over to the next double crochet and place a double crochet. Chain 2. So this is where it might get a little bit tricky for some, where you're having to adjust your stitches and maybe add 1 or minus 1 to make this work out in the amount of repeats you have. Right, so here we go, coming down to the end. Chain 2 and skip 2, double crochet into the next, chain 2, and we're going to finish with a cluster stitch. There's 1, 2, and 3, and then chain 1. That closes it all up. It's nice and neat and tidy. Now we're going to turn our work over and we're going to do the next fillet row, which is the same as the first one. Going to mock double crochet back into the top of that stitch. Now go into your chain 1. That chain 1 is the top of that stitch for this situation. There we go. Now chain 1, 2, skip your chain 2 and go into the top of your double crochet and place a double crochet. Chain 1, 2, skip 2, and we're going to go in again into the top of the stitch. Right there. There you go. Chain 1 and 2, skip the chain 2 and double crochet into the next. So we're going to repeat this all the way to the end. I'll meet up with you at the end. Change colors now. So we are going to move on to the double crochet row. This is 1 double crochet in every stitch. So each of your chains, you can either place 2 double crochets into the chain space or 1 double crochet in each of the chains. And then 1 double crochet in each of your double crochet stitches along the way. Go ahead and do that now. So I'm going to flip it over and mock double crochet or chain up for your first double crochet. Two double crochets into the chain 2 space, and then 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And you're just going to repeat that all the way to the end. And once again, you should have the same number of stitches as you started with on row 1. Okay, so you're going to change colors for the next row. So we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and single crochet back into that same stitch. Chain 1, 2, 3, skip 2, and single crochet into the next. And repeat. Chain 1, 2, 3, skip 2, and single crochet into the next. Go ahead and continue to the end. I'll meet up with you on row 2 to give you a reminder as to how to do row 2. All right, when you've come to the end, you're going to turn your work over, chain 1 and half double crochet back into that first stitch. Then chain 1 and single crochet to your first chain 3 space. And then repeat 1, 2, 3, hop over to your next chain 3 and single crochet. And you're going to repeat in reverse what you did here at the end. I'll meet up with you at the end and I'll show you how to work through row 3 of your repeat. So I'm down here at the end. I'm just going to chain 1 and half double crochet into that very last stitch. Chain 1 and turn my work. Single crochet back into that very first stitch. Chain 1, 2, 3, and we're going to skip over this chain 1 and the single crochet and go straight to our first chain 3 loop and single crochet to it. And that's how you will end it. Okay, so I'm down here at my last chain 3. I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to hop over that single crochet, that chain 1, and I'm going to place a single crochet into the very last stitch. Go ahead and repeat the next 2 rows on your own, which is just a repeat of your half double crochet start row and your single crochet start row. And I'll be back to show you what to do next. All right, once you have done your 5 chain 3 rows, we're going to do a double crochet row. So turn your work over and chain up or mock double crochet for your very first stitch. And then place 2 double crochets into your chain 3 spaces and 1 double crochet into the single crochet stitch, just as we have done before. And you should have the same number of double crochets at the end of this row as you had stitches on your very first row. All right, once you've made it to the end of your row, we're going to begin the last 2 rows of this color. Or if you're using a solid like I am, you just keep on going. So we're going to chain up or double crochet into that very first stitch. So mock double crochet and a double crochet into the next stitch. Now we're going to do what I call an upside down V. We're going to go in and we're going to start a double crochet into the next stitch, like such. Then we're going to yarn over, skip the next stitch, and go into the following stitch. So it's a 2 together. We're yarning over and going through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and go through all 3, chain 1. Now we're going to repeat. We're going to go into the very next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, skip 1, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through all 3, and chain 1. All right, here we go again. We're going to go into the very next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, skip 1, go into the following, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through all 3, chain 1. We're going to do this until we are down to the last couple of stitches. So I will meet up with you at the end and show you what to do next. All right, when you're down to the last couple of stitches, you're just going to simply place 1 double crochet in each of those last 2 stitches. Or if you have 3 stitches left over, you most certainly would do that. If you only have 1 leftover stitch, you would place 1 double crochet into that last stitch. We're getting ready to open this back up and give back those stitches. This is part of being a more loose crocheter, is that give in those stitches. Even though we decreased, it's not pulling super tight. So that's why I said if you're a tight crocheter, it's very handy to go up a hook size for something that I am showing you. All right, so now we're going to do the last row of the second color for this video. And we're going to go ahead and turn our work over. And you're going to place a double crochet into the very first stitch, or chain up, whichever you do. All right, we're going to place 1 double crochet into the next stitch, And then into the top of these 2 together stitches, so you're skipping the chain 1, you're going into the next stitch. We're going to place a V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet all into that same stitch. Now we're going to skip the chain 1, we're going to go into the next stitch, and we're going to do the same thing, a chain 1 V-stitch. Double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet all into that same stitch. Now we're going to do that into the next one. Chain 1, double crochet, skip to the top of the next one. We're just skipping your chain 1s and placing a V-stitch into the top of the 2 together. Skip the chain 1, and here we go. Chain 1, there we go. Skip the chain 1, V-stitch, coming down here to the end, and we're going to repeat what we did at the beginning. We're going to place 1 double crochet in each of those last 2 stitches, just like such. Here we are, last 2 stitches, 1 double crochet in each of those last 2 stitches. And if you have 1 stitch left, that's fine. Work 1 double crochet at the end. The main thing is you want to make sure that you have the same amount of stitches on this row as you did in the beginning. In my case, it's 28. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 stitches. If you have to just pop an extra stitch in to get your stitch count, please do so. It's okay. This is a lot of free form when it comes to certain rows, like this row. All right, if you're changing colors, you're going to change colors on that last stitch, and we're going to move into the 3rd color now. Again, if you're keeping the same color, just continue on. And if you want to keep up with the same color that you're currently using and not change yet, go for it. All right, so now we're going to turn our work over and begin our first row of the 3rd color. We're going to begin with 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet in each of the first 2 stitches. So mock double crochet that first stitch or chain, up to you. Now we're going to hop into the first V-stitch and place 3 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to hop over to the next V-stitch, and we're going to place a V-stitch. All right, now we're going to hop over to the next V-stitch, the next chain 1 part of the V-stitch, and we're going to place 3 double crochets into that chain 1 space. Jump over to the next chain 1 and place a V-stitch. We're just doing chain 1 V-stitches right now. And repeat. go to the next chain 1 space and 3 double crochets into that chain 1 space. V-stitch into your next V-stitch. And 3 double crochets into the next. And a V-stitch into that last V-stitch. And then you're going to place 1 double crochet in the remaining 2 stitches. Again, you should have a total of stitches that equals to your first row of stitches. In my case, it's 28 stitches. Now we're going to turn our work over and we're going to repeat what you see. So we're going to repeat the row as you see it. Place a double crochet or a chain into your very first stitch, a double crochet into your next stitch. And if that row has a V-stitch, that's what you're going to do. You're going to place a V-stitch into that chain 1. We're going to do this for this row and 1 more row. Now we're going to hop over to the center double crochet of those 3 double crochets. And we're going to place 3 double crochets into that center stitch. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to hop over to the chain 1 space of the next V-stitch and place a V-stitch into that V-stitch, chain 1 space. And repeat. We're going to hop over to that center double crochet of your 3 double crochets and place 3 double crochets into that stitch. And a V-stitch into a V-stitch. So we're just following what we see on the row below. You're going to repeat that same scenario on the next row. So you'll repeat this very first row of the new color on your next row. Just follow your stitches. I'll meet up with you after the next row, the 3rd row of the 3rd color. All right, the next 3 rows is the opposite of what we just did. So I'm going to turn my work over and place 1 double crochet in each of the first 2 stitches. So chain up if you chain up to start your row. All right. Now my first stitch is a V-stitch, so I'm going to place 3 double crochets into that chain 1 space of the V-stitch. Then I'm going to hop over to that center double crochet of those 3 double crochets, and I'm going to place a V-stitch into that stitch. So we're just doing the opposite of what you see below for the next 3 rows. All right, hop over to the chain 1 and 3 double crochets. Hop over to the center stitch and place a V-stitch. Hop over to the chain 1 and place 3 double crochets. And over to the center stitch and place a V-stitch. We're just going to continue this all the way to the end of the row. When you get to the end, you're just going to place 1 double crochet in the remaining stitches. Okay, so I have 2 stitches remaining. And I'm going to place 1 double crochet in each of those stitches. Then turn your work over and repeat what you see. Just like before. We're going to double crochet into the first 2 stitches. And then we're going to V-stitch into the V-stitch. And then hop over to the center double crochet of that group of 3 and place 3 double crochets into that stitch. And you're just going to repeat that to the end of the row. Turn it over and repeat again, working what you see. All right, so now we are going to start a new color. I forgot to mention that the end of this last row was the end of that color. We are now going to start the 4th and final color for this part of the video, this clue. And we're going to start with 3 double crochets into the very first stitch. So mock double crochet or chain up, whichever you do to start your row with a double crochet. And then 2 more double crochets into that same stitch. Then we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 and place a single crochet into the following stitch. Now we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to skip 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your chain 1 is 5. And single crochet into the next stitch. Now we're going to skip 2 and place 5 double crochets into the next stitch. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then skip 2, 1, 2. And single crochet into the next. Now we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 again, and skip 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the 6th, you're going to place a single crochet. You're going to continue that repeat all the way to the end of your row. All right, so I'm down to my last few stitches. This is another adjustment that will need to be made depending on how many repeats you do. So I'm going to skip 2 and I'm going to place 3 double crochets into that next stitch. Then I'm going to place 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. All right, for your last color change of Clue 2, we're going to begin with a chain up or mock double crochet into your first stitch. And then we're going to add 2 more double crochets into that stitch. Now we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, and into the next, we're going to single crochet. Then we're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to skip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into the next, we're going to single crochet. Then we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, and into the next, we're going to place 5 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet into the next. Then we're going to repeat, chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Skip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to single crochet into the next. And then repeat, skip 3 and place a shell stitch, a group of 5 double crochets into the following stitch. So you're going to repeat that to the end of the row. Go over it again briefly. You started off with 3 double crochets, skip 3, single crochet to the next, chain 6, skip 5, single crochet to the next, skip 3, 5 double crochets into the next stitch, skip 3, single crochet to the next, and repeat. Chain 6, skip 5, and single crochet to the next. And when you get down to the end, we're going to end with a total of 4 double crochets into this last stitch. So we're skipping 1, 2, 3, and placing 4 double crochets into the last stitch. If you have to skip an extra stitch or you don't have enough to skip 3, adjust accordingly. So that's 3 and 4. You just have to adjust accordingly. If you have to put 3 stitches in the end because you only skipped 2, that's perfectly okay. Just to even things out, you don't want it to only have 1 double crochet in the last stitch. So I have 4 in the last stitch and 3 in the first stitch. It's okay. We're just going with this. So now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work over. Single crochet back into that same stitch. Then chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to hop over to our chain 6 space and single crochet to it. Now chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to hop over to that center double crochet of that group of 5 from the row below. And we're going to single crochet to the top of that center double crochet. So the third double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Now chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And hop over to your next chain 6 space and single crochet to it. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to hop over to our very last stitch and place a single crochet to the top of it. Now we're going to turn our work over and mock double crochet or chain up, whichever, for your first double crochet. And then you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to go down here to our first chain 6 space and single crochet to it. And now we're going to work into this next single crochet by placing 5 double crochets into that single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to go to our next chain 6 and single crochet. And now we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to hop over to our next chain 6 space and single crochet to it. And now we're going to place 5 double crochets into the next single crochet stitch. And this is your repeat for your row. Starting with a double crochet and a chain 3. Then single crochet to your chain 6. In the next stitch, you're going to place 5 double crochets. Single crochet to your next chain 6. Then chain 6 and single crochet to the following chain 6. and then repeat 5 double crochets into your next single crochet. And then you would single crochet to your next chain 6. Chain 6, hop over to the following chain space and single crochet to it. And continue that repeat till you get to the end. When you get to the end, you're going to chain 1, 2, and 3 and place a double crochet into that very last stitch. All right, now we're going to turn our work over. Now we're going to begin with a chain 1 and single crochet back into that same stitch and chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to hop over this chain 3 and skip the first 1, 2 stitches of that group of 5 double crochets. And we're going to single crochet to the 3rd, so that center double crochet. And then chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is our repeat. Single crochet to your chain 6 space. And chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hop over to the next center double crochet of your next group of 5 double crochets and single crochet to the top of it. Now we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And when you've come to the end of your row, you're going to place 1 single crochet into the very last stitch. Two more rows of this color and you will be done. All right, we're going to turn our work back over, placing a mock double crochet or a chain up for your first double crochet of the row. And then you're going to place 2 more double crochets into that same stitch for a total of 3 double crochets into the very first stitch. Then we're going to single crochet to our chain space. Just like that. Then we're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to jump over to our next chain 6 space and single crochet to it. We're on repeat. Now we're going to place into this next single crochet stitch, we're going to place 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then single crochet to your next chain 6 space. And chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And single crochet to your next chain 6 space. And you would repeat to the end of your row. All right, I'm down here to the end. I'm going to go ahead and place 4 double crochets into my last stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I'm going to chain 1, turn my work over, and we are back on your chain row, your chain 6 row. We're going to single crochet back into the first stitch. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to skip over to our next chain space and single crochet to it. And repeat. Chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we're going to hop over to the center double crochet of our next group of 5 double crochets. And we're going to single crochet to it. and then chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and single crochet to your next chain 6 space. And again, chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and repeat. When you get to your last group of stitches, you're going to place a single crochet into your final stitch. All right, so that is the end of Clue 2 for your last 4 colors of Clue 2. This is color 4. All right, everyone, so that is it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I know there's a little bit of changing of stitch count and all of that, so you got to kind of work through it. Don't worry if it draws in a little bit. It's the nature of that stitch. You can add an extra chain here and there if you want to. Absolutely. Just remember on our next rows on Clue 3, we're going to straighten it all back up, and when you put a border on it, it will help fix any little bit of deviation that there is from this particular stitch. All right, everyone. So I hope that you're enjoying this. I hope you are enjoying the freedom of the stitches and the unknown. From me to you, be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.